guys, David with Rotary, and today we're going to start the process of cleaning off all of the parts of the RX-8 engine that we disassembled last time. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the rotors here. So this is kind of a before, and we'll make sure we get the after when we're done. So here I am starting to clean off all of the excess carbon buildup that built up on the rotor over the years. I'm just using some simple green, Scotch-Brite pads and razors that I'm using very carefully to really get off those sticky parts. I learned a lot of how to clean off these rotors and the different parts today from Brad Potential YouTube. He has amazing information out there regarding rotaries and he's pretty entertaining. So if you haven't checked him out yet, please do. I had to put on some gloves because I nicked myself because I'm an idiot. So I just finished the rough cleaning of the front rotor before we go ahead and throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. So I just want to show you the difference between the front and the rear just from that hand cleaning. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here's the rear rotor, still pretty darn dirty, all covered in carbon. And then we've got the front rotor, which we went ahead and hand cleaned with everything. Using brake cleaner, simple green, and just some Scotch-Brite. Kind of got everything nice and cleaned out. So we'll throw that in the ultrasonic cleaner and then kind of give it one more wipe down when we're done. And then that one will be good to go. All right, so next we are moving on to cleaning our housings. So we'll go ahead and make sure that this is nice and clean. Probably buff off the outside because I plan to paint it, make it look all nice and new when we put it back together. So yeah, come and see how we do it. All right, guys, I got the rear housing cleaned up. So I have the front housing here for comparison, just so you can kind of see the difference between the two. And we'll probably go over this again before painting it, especially the outside, but it's definitely much better than before. So here is the front housing, pretty darn dirty. And our cleaned up one, rear housing. All right, so I finally got the ultrasonic cleaner out, so we're gonna go ahead and drop the rotor in while I continue to clean the irons and everything, and let that run. So we'll take that front rotor, drop it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Yes, I know I'm gonna have to rotate it a couple times. It's not gonna all fit, is what it is. All right, so I have spent hours going ahead and cleaning up all of the housings, the irons, getting them nice and spotless, sanding them down. Today we're gonna go ahead and paint them so we protect them from rust, plus they're gonna look pretty cool. After all that prep work, I'm finally ready to start painting this thing. I'm starting with a nice base coat here of just some primer, and then we're going ahead to move on to the base coat. For the housings, I'm using a nice Detroit Alpine green, and for the irons, I'm using a semi-gloss black. I'm using the Duplicolor engine enamel with ceramic system, and honestly, it turned out great. I absolutely love the way the green looks against the black. It's gonna really make this engine pop in the engine bay, and this product was really easy to use. Just definitely pay attention to the instructions because you do need to kind of do all of the coats pretty quickly, and then it takes a while for the ceramic to cure. I'll make sure to drop a link to the products that I used in the description of this video. But I mean, come on, just look at this final product. Where we last left off, we went ahead and painted the engine over here. But I've done a couple more things since then that I want to show you guys what I did. I did not record, I was just kind of lost doing stuff over the past week or so. But let me go ahead and show you where we're at. and where we're going. All right, so along with the engine, I went ahead and painted a couple other things to make everything match and look nice and neat. So we've got the lower intake manifold over here. We did the clutch plate, the pressure plate, and we did the exhaust manifold. I also went ahead and painted throttle body after giving it a good cleaning, so that'll look really nice. Went ahead and cleaned the upper intake manifold, painted my alternator, cleaned out all of my fuel injectors, and then one thing I want to focus on over here is these are the oil metering pump lines. So this is what was in the car, right? This plastic is really crunchy. You can see a lot of gunk kind of build up in there, and blowing through it, I can't get any air or pressure to go through. These things are clogged, which essentially means the oil metering pump wasn't doing anything. Now, replacements online for these can cost several $100s, but honestly, the cheapest way to do it, if your banjo bolt fittings are still in good shape, you can buy the oil metering pump tubing from Mazda Tricks for a couple bucks a foot, and I just went ahead and replaced all the lines. So that should really help make sure that our oil metering pump is doing what it's supposed to keep this engine lubricated and healthy after it's all back together. Had some friends come over a couple weekends ago. Shout out Andrew and Kevin for helping me really clean this thing up. So we went ahead and kind of went through the whole thing, cleaned, degreased, got this thing looking really nice and neat. I even got the one stripped bolt off, or stripped nut off, I should say, that was holding on the passenger side engine mount, but we got that all sorted and rethreaded. Right, and over here, resting on the trunk right now, I've got the engine wiring harness. The old one was all crusty and crinkly and rigid from, a lot of heat added to the heat shrink tubing that had been on there and the electrical tape. So we went ahead and removed all of that and replaced it with this braided sleeved cable covering kind of throughout. And it just looks a lot neater, and it's gonna look so much better and be protected in the engine bay moving forward. With all of that, I'm happy to say that all of the prep work is finally done. So I actually just the other day ordered all my new components for the engine rebuild. So new apex seals, seal springs, corner seals, side seals, gaskets, O-rings, all that stuff. And we're gonna go ahead, once that comes in, next time we'll be rebuilding the rotors, rebuilding the engine, putting it all back together, and then starting this baby soon. So we are on schedule, and I'm so excited for what comes next. Stay tuned.